Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here in the International Dead Zone, and we are here for some members action with the FC Barcelona season ticket holders, the members on the channel, to do some strategy, to do some gallery reviews. We've also got some cards to give away, fist bumps to you all, and I just want to put this out there right at the beginning, in case anyone's watching this after we've been live, okay? But if you want to get involved in winning, oh, this is the international teams, I'll come back to this, but if you want to get involved in winning the limited cards that we've got for the members, what I want you to do, if you're a channel member, is leave a comment on the stream once the comment section opens at the end of the stream. Yeah, also if you're in the live chat, fist bump to you all, we'll get to that in good time. But the cards we've got to give away is a Jayden Richardson St Mirren card in season, which is good fun. He's in the team, he's playing and stuff. That'll be useful to somebody for team 3 or something like that, maybe team 2, depending on where your depth is. And we also have a Benat Turientes, who has been kind of playing, is expected to continue to kind of play, but I'm not really holding my breath on it. There's maybe a wee bit of a spoiler for Road to Glory for why I think Turientes' minutes might be numbered, but we'll get into that at another time. And we also, honestly, I keep forgetting to give away this guy, Z Carlos. He's been kind of getting back into the team, so maybe this is a wee sleeper card that could come good for somebody. So yeah, we've got 3 cards to give away in the comment section, and I'll reveal the winners of that on the deadline show tomorrow. But thanks to all the members for their support, and good luck with the giveaway. We have, how much limited essence do we have right now? We've only got 96, so we're right at the bottom of the barrel, and we don't really have much going on international break-wise that'll help us really jack this up too much. So we've got a little team going out there for you guys, but very likely DNP goalkeeper. I don't even think Arriaga plays international football anymore, and David Rom isn't expected to play this match, but I think he'll play one of the international matches. But anyway, I don't think he's on to play this one, so it's kind of a 4-man lineup. We've got Xavi Simons, Moses Caicedo and Bruno Guimaraes as a triple mid, and then we've got Captain Oyarzabal an attack for Spain. Oyarzabal loves to take penalties, which is why we've opted for him on that one. Away to Bulgaria. So yeah, that's what I'm running out this game week. I actually got a little bit excited before coming onto the show because I've seen the Finland team against Norway. I think Finland must be playing in a friendly because it's not on SO5. But Sinisalo, the Celtic backup keeper, is getting the start. Now it's a rotated team. Guys like Poan Japalo and a few other senior figures for Finland aren't in the squad, so it is very much a friendly team. But I thought, oh, I'll go put a wee arena out if I can. But no, it's a friendly, so no utility for that. But it was something I spotted and I thought, oh, that could have been something, but it wasn't. But yeah, the point of this show, guys, on a Thursday, we normally have been running this for the last couple of weeks, is a big mega stream for 2 or 3 hours. But we go through your strategy reviews, your galleries, your route to goal, and look at the market, what we can do, buy, sell, trade, all that kind of stuff. So if you're a channel member, it's £1 a week, £4 a month if you're not. We do all the gallery review stuff in the show that we normally do, like I just mentioned. I give away all the limiteds that I win to the members as well. We also have a Telegram group. Telegram is just like Discord or WhatsApp had a baby, but it's way better and way cooler. And we also do instant access on all the content now. That I was hoping we would have had some instant access content for the channel members to come out today. I recorded the latest episode of my how to make money on Sorare strategy, my primary strategy for trying to hustle the game, as it were. But I recorded it with no blooming audio, didn't I? So I'll need to re-record that along with a bunch of other stuff. I've also got a bot video. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up, so I'll probably be cramming in the recordings over the next day or two, and instant access for the members. You'll be able to just get stuck into that content whenever you like it, but we'll probably set it up for over the weekend and for into next week for the subscribers or for anyone who checks out the content here on the channel. So just as a wee heads up, Sven was first in the chat, good to see you. And also seen, Sven, you left that as a comment as well, so I responded to your comment, but I would be selling that Kiwior. Boyson, good to see you. Love that you're enjoying the tune as always, mate. Love to see it and hear it. The tune gets me going too. It's mainly for me, the tune, but if you guys like it as well, that's brilliant. Ian, my man, good to see you. Will Gray, and we've got a member request from Will, so love to see it. I'll read it in detail in a wee second, Will, but love to triple message there. I love it. Chaladon Bar, fist bump, and Hradecki is injured. So is that why Sinisalo's getting the cap? Interesting. But yeah, Will's up first, so I'll just kind of load that screen, and then I'll kind of babble for a wee minute, let the doors swing open, let you guys get comfy, and then we'll get stuck into it. But Will, it's got his squad name here, Will for Dead. Love that. And we'll get stuck into it. But yeah, we've had a decent little run this week. We did a bit of crafting. I think you guys would have probably caught up with most of the content. I did a video yesterday that I get a lot of requests for, and it's like, Quinny, what is the cheapest strategy? What's the cheapest way to start this game? So we put, the cheapest way to play Sorare out yesterday. A lot of you guys might not need that intel, that insight too much, but if you don't mind checking it out, if you've not done so already, there's definitely some wee hints and tips in there, and maybe it's just some market ideas for you guys as well. So by all means, feel free to check that out. And yeah, I think we're kind of up to speed with everything. Normally I like to kind of just kick the door open, and Geordie Trades is the name that comes up here when we put that in. That's funny. Just like Harry Trades, but Geordie Trades. Oh no, it's here too. I was like, why is it in the URL but not down here? But that's the name of it. Love it. Nice Hall of Fame as well, by the way. Very nice Hall of Fame. Love the Selly Bruno G card. Jacob Murphy Ballon d'Or as well. Love to see it. So yeah, really nice squad, and we'll get stuck into that and get the requests coming in, guys. We'll get as much done as we can today. We've got a few hours. I'm going to be live with McBride Ace on Seltzer here at 7 o'clock to kind of discuss Celtic and where everything stands. So if he's into that kind of chat, Seltzer here, all one word on YouTube. You'll find me and McBride there at 7 o'clock UK time tonight, which at point of recording is in essentially 3 hours from now. So we've got the thick end of 2 hours we can hang out and do all the member stuff that we normally do. I just need to put the multi-stream tab open here so I can see all the chat, in case any of these are on Twitch as well. We're on Twitch and YouTube, so thanks to everyone. We've had a smashing month, guys. We've had such growth across all metrics of all the channels. Get the Isak out the Hall of Fame, says Charlie. Yeah, well, he's a cup winner, man. Come on, he's a legend, is he not? Is he really ruined it that much? You would banish him from the Hall of Fame? I'm not arguing, I'm just surprised it would go to that level. But yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I'm quite excited for my main team. Mitov playing Spain isn't too exciting. Ronald Araujo was not projected on like the website, he was at 0% or whatever, but I went and found the Uruguay squad. He's in the squad. There's no way he's in the squad and doesn't play, particularly at home to Peru. So I think he's quite safe. Everyone else was quite nailed, and except for Mitov, pretty plum fixtures. James Rodriguez, we know how effective he is for Colombia, but at home to Bolivia is wild. That should be a 100-point capable. But the Belgian boys playing against Liechtenstein, I expect them to stat pad their faces off in this one. Openda's just sealed a move to Juve. Lukaku's out injured. Doku's the main man. De Bruyne is De Bruyne. So I thought we'll go triple Belgium with James here. That could be 400 points before multiplier between those guys. We just need Mitov not to get kicked in the nuts, and if he could surprise us with a last man tackle or a pen save or something like that, that would be pretty decent. D1 All-Star, so we're hoping for something decent. We're hoping for something good out of that. Crafted Balikwisha on Tuesday. Oh, that's a nice one, Ian. Well done. GG's to you. Monfrere. Get a starter in the Belgian game, and it's a guaranteed 100. Yeah, I'm with you. And that's a nice kind of segue for us to fill this time with. But the missions that Sorare have put out, by the way, for the international window is wild. So if you've not done this yet, stop what you're doing and open up the Sorare missions tab, because they are giving away a bucket of essence. Now you actually need to have some obscure players in your setup, so for all these fixtures, sadly for Colombia, Bolivia, you need Bolivian players. I'm not even sure who the hell is Bolivian that's got cards. Brazil, Chile, you need Chile players, so on and so forth. I've got one Lewandowski, so for Poland that works out quite nicely. You cannot use multiples either. For Venezuela, I've got Aaron Baru, which is nice. And then for decisive, so win $10 of market credits for each player you select who gets a decisive. So I went with the triple Belgians. Now I'm watching out, but for the team sheets, because I've got a lot of guys that kick off at 7:45. Spain, Belgium, and one or two others. So if like Doku isn't in the team, or Openda, something like that, then I've got my Spain guys I could look at. Oyarzabal, Olmo, one or two others. And Germany, I've got Wirtz. Wirtz is probably the only one we're thinking about there. But if Amiri played, that would be interesting. And for Holland, we've got Xavi Simons, we've got Depay, obviously Lewandowski for Poland. We've got James, that's a bit later on. But anyway, between these games here, they all kick off at the same time. I'm definitely rotating to optimise this. I've went with the 3 Belgians in case I miss it, or in case they all play, and then I don't need to change anything. I've got Mitov in here for 50 points is all he needs to get. against Spain, and we get some essence for that. So some nice little daily missions, and I think Sorare have been able to do this as generously as they have, because in international break there's just no blooming competitions on, there's no win season, there's nothing like that. It's only All-Star and Arena, and as we all know, Arena is like a rake, you know, so the payout from this comes from your entry fee of the essence that you pay in. So they've got barrels of essence not getting used in these international game weeks, and it's nice to see they've had some sort of plan to let us all have a bit of fun with internationals, even if you've only got one player, which is kind of the sentiment I take from this, because, you know, I'd say lucky, fortunate, whatever, I've got teams and lineups I can still put in international break, even at SO7. But if you're brand new and starting, you're not going to have that. Like, even look at the Road to Glory effort. We're able to get... Oh, actually, I just bought some guys, so do we have anyone else that could go in? No, not really. If we see Robin Rofs is going to play for Holland, maybe we stick him in. Ferran Torres is expected off the bench. But even if you have a little budget gallery, you might have one or two guys that could slide into this, and if you could pick up $3 in market credit or a couple of essence for some of these obscure players that are probably quite cheap. I believe some of their prices have moved, don't get me wrong, but really great little missions and good engagement as well, because not everyone's got international lineups for SO7, so I think that's a nice little innovation here. Did they do it at Super Rare? They did. That's tasty. $40 of market credit for decisives. That's beautiful. If you've got them. If you've got them. That could be pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm quite excited for that. We'll be watching out for the Belgian team coming out later, just to make sure they've got all the main guys on, and we're going to rinse that for as much as we can. So we're after $30 there, aren't we? Yeah, $30 market credit. And you know, if we get the rest of them, we're only after 50 points from Lewandowski, who scores a goal, guarantees himself a 60. Aaron Barrow's a bit of a coin toss, because at fullback he could either rip or die, and same with Mitov. So, but if we get the three of them lucky, 750 essence, that's almost a card, you know. One more and we'll be in that. And this is a daily mission, you know, so we'll have this tomorrow, we'll have this the day after, all the way through the international break. So I'm looking forward to kind of building the essence up. Sadly not got too many options at limited, but at rare I'm only 50 essence away from a craft, so if we can build this up through the international break, excuse me, the first weekend we come back to action from the break, I should have a nice balance to go and pull a bunch of cards on like the Tuesday night or whatever it might be. So yeah, it's a nice way to maybe buff up the tank with essence in the international break, is optimising some of these challenges as well as having your teams out there, and then use that as like a bonus when you get all your in-season stuff back in action after it. Yeah, select your target on internationals was brutal, especially when you didn't have late entries and stuff like that. The good thing about those missions is, like, all the way up till kickoff you could be picking them. So if we've seen, it depends on your time zone and what your sleep pattern's like maybe, but if you can wait for the Colombia-Bolivia game to start at like 2 in the morning or whatever and see who's in the team, there's maybe a wee snipe option there. For that's quite an extreme example, isn't it? Colombia-Bolivia. I could probably do something similar with, well, I suppose all of these are quite late at night, aren't they? Peru, Uruguay, and some of the other lesser known ones. But yeah, no, I like it a lot, and good little kind of add on to the strategy there. We still don't have anything in the collect column for limited and rare, which is interesting. But yeah, I'm expecting big stuff from Belgium and Holland tonight. And then I've not even looked ahead to the weekend. I'll have a wee glance at this and then we'll get stuck into it. So we've got Will's request, and I think I see... Have you see what the target is at Unique? 50 points for 100 essence. Wow. Well, Unique, it's different kettle of fish, isn't it, in so many ways. But we've got a deadline show to do tomorrow with Harry, and we've got, even though we only just locked into this game week earlier today, it's just a one-day one. And I think I've kind of drafted out some teams. Yeah, I have, haven't I? So like 4 rare teams. I'll have to tweak these after we see some stuff tonight, obviously, but yeah, feeling quite good about a lot of the fixtures, and some guys with double game weeks, which is nice. Good goalkeeper picks everywhere. A throwaway under 23 as well. So yeah, the weekend will be a bit more interesting, and it'll be good that we've got some of these games like tonight, and yeah, tonight. It gives us a bit of a heads up on some of the teams that don't have double game weeks. You kind of know who's played and who's going to rotate, or you get a sense of it anyway. So yeah, we've got weekend teams to sort out as well, which is good. Awesome. Okay, let's see what Will's up to. Let's get stuck into it. We've been on for 15 minutes or so. Right, so Will, I'm trying to take advantage of the classic Smasher captain picks to try and keep the scoring floor as consistently decent as possible. Would invest another 100 to 150 in limited in-season at this stage, but keeping it tight and hoping to grow the gallery organically. Really good buzzword, by the way. It's kind of similar to what I'd recorded earlier without any audio. Talking about that organic growth and all the rest of it. So let's have a wee peek at what we've got. We're chatting about limited here, aren't we? Limited in-season. So we've got Hertha, which is Bundesliga 2. There's a little bit of La Liga here and a little bit of Prem. So I guess... Okay, cool. Good to know. There's a little bit of everything here. So we'll kind of look across the different divisions we've got. So let's look at Prem. We have... Do we have classics? What are we looking at there? Kukurea and Bowen. Yeah, I don't think they're really helping you with the classic smash element, are they? Anton Stack's probably going to come in quite sweet now with Tanaka being out for a while. He was on some sets and everything else. I actually think Aston Villa's business. I recorded a Villa video today. Tielemans is going to be captain for Belgium in this window as well. I think Tielemans' season could be right around the corner, and we've seen what Tielemans' season can look like, so I think he's going to step up for you. But between Arias I've got high hope for, but Wolves I don't, you know. So yeah, you can see that kind of 5 to 15 AA is a nice range for somebody like that. And if he can just clap a few decisives, he'll be a pretty decent scorer, I think. But behind Stack and Tielemans probably just because of... well... Wolves or Leeds, who is better? That's a tough one, isn't it? Minty's meh. Dunk is okay for £3. Kukurea for £3 is totally fine. So yeah, okay, I don't mind that. Did we have Bundesliga? I think I've seen... No. I don't know why I thought I'd seen Bundesliga. But we do have some La Liga. We've got Rafi, brilliant captain, classic power. In-season Soria, Ronald. Ronald hasn't really been playing. You've got Eric though, which is good. And you crafted Ronald actually. That's a fun detail. El Halali, Esposito, Mia, and then yeah, Rafi. So we'll come back to this. We'll do it all properly. And then so let's see. Challenger. Do we have anything? Bits and bobs, and then contender. We've got the Hertha stack, which is fine. Just leave that as it is. So I'm kind of looking at the champion play for the most part, right? So let's look at Premier League. We've got 100 to 150, but we want to be lean and mean. What is the goalkeeper again? Jose Sa. Now I think that's something like... Right, let's go backwards to go forwards. Okay, let's go to the market and have a look at what we've got. Do you think both Harvey Elliott and Gundogan start? I think Harvey Elliott starts, not Gundogan. Well, I don't really know that well about Gundogan. They might, but Harvey Elliott I think's a starter. Toby Alexander. Oh, you've got one in as well, mate. Love to see the request. I'll pick that up. Okay, so we're going to go to manager sales because we're after a lean, mean and effective, aren't we? So secondary market is a great place to shop right now. International zone, everyone's desperate for cash. Everyone wants to move players on. Cash in on those crafts or, you know, blah, whatever. Now, in-season keepers are still a bit punchy. In Prem anyway. Marco Bizzo. Robin Rose for 24 I'd be taking if we could. I think that's a good upgrade. Lamans could be wild if that works out. Could be. At £25, that's maybe worth a bit of a punt, by the way. But I think Jose Sa's going to let you down. He's never going to get a clean sheet, like point blank. Might save a penalty or something like that, but I think Wolves are curtains this year. Like, I really do think they're going to have a huge fight on their hands. I think their defence is going to concede lots of goals. I really wouldn't want to be involved in Jose Sa or Wolves defence, period. So if we do have a little bit of capital there, even the Leeds keeper is a bit more interesting. You know what I mean? Look at that. 2 clean sheets, 1 humping. 68, 560. I don't think Jose Sa's ever even going to get an L3 that looks as good as that, personally. He might average out better, like 348s or something like that, but yeah, I don't think you'll actually get better production out of Jose Sa. I think Jose Sa's the worst keeper probably in the league, as I'm thinking about it. Because I even think Kelleher at Brentford, I think they'll finish bottom. They're my pick for bottom, Brentford. But I don't think they'll get battered that often. I just don't think they'll score enough. And I don't think their defence is good enough to really make up that gap then. Where is Kelleher? 18 quid? Yeah, like that. Kelleher, this will be like Kelleher. Maybe the clean sheet's a bit much, but I think Kelleher will be a better play, certainly. That's Liverpool scores, they don't really mean anything. But yeah, I'd be very interested in getting you out of Jose Sa and into like a Lamens or a Robin Roths. Petrovic isn't bad either. He's a wee bit, but I'm a big fan of the Sunderland defence play. I think Sunderland's defence goalkeeper situation is bra, really, really good. Perrius, if you wanted to go cheap, I don't mind that either. So I think that's the first place I would start. Now with the Prem stuff, you've got like, who's our defence? Classic Cucurella or Dunk. Cucurella's not bad, but if we can get a better in-season defender, then we can get a better classic, is where I'm at. So let's look at a defender. Now, I want it. Oh, Nchapi. Now, the only problem with Nchapi is like Arsenal's defence. They've now got like 5 players to play, or 6, or whatever. Injuries come into it, fine, but I'd love to be more excited about that. I think Guardiola is a good injury discount, but he's still quite punchy at 43 quid for in-season limited. Now, I just bought Nordi Mukiele for the Road to Glory series, and quite honestly, at under a fiver, just buy him, honestly. Like, the guy is I've seen so much Nordi Mukiele in my life. He's 27. Oh, wow. It's probably been close to, when did he actually break up? I don't know. I've been following this guy for 6 or 7 years, I would say, quite comfortably. And he's going to be fine at Sunderland. He's going to be rock solid. He is. I said to the Sunderland fans when they signed him, give it 1 year and they'll sell him to Man City for 50 million. Like, he's so good. Solid, AA friendly. If they play him at right back, he'll turn into Hakimi. If they keep him at centre back, he's just going to be a beast. I don't think they're going to concede lots of goals. They've got a great goalkeeper behind them as well. I like Ronaldo. The guy Ballard looks good. I like Alderti, of course. They've got a really nice defence play, and I think they've got a really solid midfield protecting them. Good manager. Good home support as well. Again, under a fiver, I would just buy Mukiele. I think he makes a big difference to your defence. If he becomes who I think he becomes. Who Zinchenko just went to again? Forest. He could be really good. They need... Again, he doesn't really want to play left back, does he? He wants to play centre mid. But if he plays left back over Nico Williams, he could be on to some really good scores. Again, for 3 quid, I think guys like that, you can just put them in the basket. Buy 3 of them. If one of them works out, you're going to be happy. None of them works out, it's also a bit of a problem, but it's not like buying Guardiola for 43 quid and then by the time he comes back and da-da-da-da-da and all that kind of thing. Mosquera got some minutes off the bench. I don't know how bad that injury was, but to Saliba, so hard to comment on that much further. But for the Prem, like, especially with these little stacks where what you've got at the moment and what you're looking to try and build on, known elements, known quantities, guys that will play every week, guys that have minimal rotation. These are the things to value at this point, because you could easily just get like a Van de Ven for 20 quid, but then playing Champions League and da-da-da, everything. Could he randomly DNP on you? Could he maybe get injured and let you down? Could he just be rotated for protection, minute management kind of thing? So there's some of these players that are a bit more prestigious have got pros and cons to them. I really do like Pedro Porro at 15 quid. I think he's not really performed that well at the beginning of the season, which probably means he's cheaper. But a guy that can really rip. A bit hit and miss. He's maybe a Team 2 player, isn't he, Pedro Porro? But I think I would just get Mukiele, and who's the other one? I said there was like two of them that were mad cheap. Mukiele and I can't remember now. I'm losing my marbles. Zinchenko. Zinchenko's a bit more of a punt, isn't he? But Forest, I think, are in a good place, and he should add something to them, as long as he's not a dick about it, you know. Let's see what the chat's saying. Sorry, because I'm just saying stuff like he's. Zinch didn't get registered in the Europa squad. Strange. Maybe it just guarantees he's going to play mid. Maybe it's a Cole Palmer type thing where it's like you're just going to play Premier League for us. Matt Harrison just became a member. Matt, thank you very much for picking up your season ticket, mate. Means a lot. Josh Thompson, my day's going very well. Do you ken when card reveals? Yes, Tuesday. Lewis Hall said to come back in. Oh. Looked lively, but does have injury worry. Who's this? Mukiele? I suppose. Who am I to say don't worry about that? But fair enough. Fair. Lewis Hall's a great shout. Great shout. You're close to Newcastle as well, so if you think he's ready, I would just go with that. Lewis Hall. That's fine. Now that means if we can upgrade the goalkeeper, if we can get, I would get some of those two Bob defenders in, just play the numbers on them, personally. And then if we can look at classic, we want a Rafinha level guy. We want someone that is top of the food chain, captain capable, as you've already said yourself, absolute smash spot, guy at a dominant team. I'm probably looking at Bruno, to be honest with you. I think at £25 for that classic, he's just fantasy football reliable, you know, like he's just, you know what you're getting out of him. But great bang for buck in that regard, and no midweek football for Man United either. He's never going to get rotated for any real good reason. 25, especially with your budget, like you've got 100 to 150 there. If you get the goalkeeper that's 25, we get Bruno Fernandes for 25, and then you spend a tenner on 3 defenders, we're talking about 60 quid there. It leaves you a good chunk of change. Lewis Hall classic, I don't think we're looking at the classic right enough, but just caught my eye there. You know, some other guys, like you could try and be cute and get a Tielemans if we think Tielemans' season is going to come, but I think for Premier League, there's only a few guys that really come into it. Xavi Simons could be. Cole Palmer is an interesting one as well. Seen him at 25, by the way. So yeah, Palmer. But again, midweeks, and he's injured now, isn't he? Yeah, I think Bruno picks himself here. Fantasy football classic spot. It's very hard to look past him just with the whole situation. No midweek football. Set piece taker, main man. Would I consider anyone else? I hate Man United, so it really does. Like Bruno's the guy to go for, I think, isn't he? You know, there's some great potential with like Eze at Arsenal and Works at Liverpool, and some of these other guys, obviously Salah and even Gyökeres, Haaland, these types of guys. But I think Bruno, you're just putting him into midfield. You find your striker to score your goals. You get your defence, it'll be solid, and it should all kind of come together. So I think that's where I'd go with Premier League. New keeper, bit more defence, depth, and then somebody like Bruno. And if we look at what we've got here, Bruno comes into midfield ahead of like your Arias and your Stack, most likely. So you get Tielemans, Bruno as the double mid spot. We do need a forward if we're going to go with Bruno. So what would a forward classic be? Is there anyone on that tier? Palmer's obviously injured. See, I'm not too sure any of these other guys is. I think you're looking at Haaland or something like that. And Haaland's not obviously phenomenal, but Haaland, Salah at 25. Again, Salah's not getting any younger. It's fairly ever present, isn't he? But you know that can't last forever. Isak, I don't think you want to go near that, do you? Yeah, so I think if we were to go to the forward camp, we are maybe going like for Haaland or Salah or something like that. Is the classic play. So we need, the goalkeeper, the defender, and then you're spending that kind of chunk of change, not on Bruno, but on a forward. The alternative to that is we also pick up an in-season forward. So that's why I have a wee peek at that and just see who's at what price, because Bruno was the best pick. So can we still make that work? Is there another really good in-season forward that's non-premium price that can have premium level performance? Waldemada, I know you're a Newcastle boy. Don't mind him at 37. Pino at 12 is interesting, but don't think he really is a big upgrade on... Oh, he's probably a big upgrade on Minta, isn't he? But midweeks and yada yada. Jadon Sancho at 8 quid. I paid a little bit more for mine. I think that's a really good pickup. I think he'll be wild in a good way. Eloman and Dai. Sorry guys, we've got play dates over here and they're getting picked up, so if you can hear stuff, apologies. Mohamed Kudus at 30 quid. That's actually a bit of a quandary, isn't it? Wow, Omar. I think the best thing to do is Bruno Classic. But the knock-on effect to that is we do need a new forward, because Yakuba Minta isn't going to... He's not going to touch the sides. He's not going to do the job for us, I don't think. I don't mind guys like Ndoye and Wood, all these other budget guys, obviously, but if we are looking to step it up a gear, we're looking for guys. Savio's back in training today. Even in-season Bowen is a good move, I think. Bowen's decent. Main man for his team. On the way up, you would hope. I'd think at this point. Kolo Muani, he's never really been a big scorer, has he? But he can get to the 70s, but there's really anything beyond that kind of is beyond him, isn't it? That's actually quite tough. So yeah, goalkeeper, we mix of defenders, Bruno, and then in-season forward. Maybe it is classic forward as the move. I don't mind the mid. Yeah, I don't mind the mid. I think I'm just trying to wrestle with this, but I think classic forward is probably where you're at the least troublesome thing to do. You've also got Bowen, but trying to get an upgrade on that. And you play Stack and Tielemans, yeah. So I think, yeah, I'd from where you're at, I'd probably just... At 30 quid. I know he's not a wild scorer, but I just think Haaland is just streaky. You know, good for streaks. Just brings in those scores, and then if the other guys can rip, they'll carry you. If Palmer, or even Palmer on injury discount, maybe isn't a bad shout. How long's he out for? Groin injury. Expected return 10 days. Yeah, maybe even Palmer on injury discount. It's probably the net gain, the best thing you could do. Gyökeres is at 24. Yeah, I think we go classic forward. Reinforce that defence and goalkeeper a bit. Your midfield is passable, and then we just need that Rafinha level forward. Can you drop your username? Julia Griffin? Oh, you want to do... No, sorry. You can find my email. I'm okay. Any chance you can take a look at my squad? Oh yeah, Toby, no problem. We'll get to you in a wee second, my man. So the other one we had to wrestle with was La Liga. Now, La Liga I think is actually kind of built already. It maybe just needs a wee touch or two to it. Because if Eric's going to play or Ronald's going to play, you're going to be alright. You've even got Omar El Halali as a bit of cover. And then you've got a nice wee double mid here. Now, these guys cost you just under a tenner. I just bought Soler and Yangel Herrera for under a tenner. And seriously, like Soler, buy him. Just buy. You won't see the scores on here because Soler doesn't go far back enough anymore, but King Carlos will be very good. Yangel, I think, will be peak at Sociedad. Girona have been in a basket case ever since they got good, really. Now, Yangel's probably not OP defender level, midfielder level, the same way that I think Soler is. But I think these are the only guys to really... Could we get a different defender in? Maybe. But sorry is fine. But if we look at midfield, I think we need more points from there. I think Soler at 7 quid is an easy pickup. A big difference maker. Like, he'll be on the majority of sets, if not all of them. and they don't have midweeks to worry about either, so there's a nice little level of consistency with them. And then from looking who else is here and kind of in the top page, I'm quite interested in the, I'll go back to it in a second, but I'm quite interested in that top page is maybe a wee sneaky move to be made. I'm just double checking page 2 here for anyone that might be interested. Jura Geezer, not a bad guy for under 23, but we're looking at, who was I just looking at a second ago? Where is he? Baena, also an injury discount, expected to be back after the international break. I think he's a very good player to get on the cheap right now as well. So like we didn't, so what did we do? We said a £25 keeper in the Prem, a tenner on a bunch of defenders, and then we went to £25 classic, Guy Carez, 30 quid Haaland, Palmer, whatever. So talking about the thick end of 60 quid to reinforce the Premier League. 22 quid on Baena gets us to about the £80 mark. 7 odd quid, 8 quid a tenner for Soler gets us to the £90 mark. And maybe then we're just after a bit of classic cover. Because the next step then is mitosis, or whatever you call it, where, you know, you get another goalkeeper and all of a sudden, because of the amount of options you've got, one team becomes two. You've got a bit of a hedge in case your backup guys actually kick ass and your main guys let you down. So you'll need that classic smash kind of depth. So let's have a look. Classic forward. Anthony for a fiver. Yeah, Anthony for a fiver. Pepe for a fiver. Spider-Man for a tenner. Kubo for 3 quid. That's what I would be adding in there. And then I think you're kind of ready to go. At that point then all you're missing is another goalkeeper. And then you've got the ability to play 2 La Liga teams. And same with the Prem, once you've kind of done that little shopping list, you will have gotten another goalkeeper. You'll still have Jose Sa, so the kind of the next layer, you'll have 2 teams come out of that. So that's, and I think that keeps us under the 100 mark. I know he said 100 to 150. I think that keeps us under the 100 mark, and then we're spend a little bit more to get that extra La Liga keeper. I don't think La Liga keepers are that expensive right now. Particularly in seasons, I don't think they're that bad, are they? Let's see. There's not that many on instant buy, is there? Escandel, Harry's boy. You know this is going to be a season-long joke, don't you? Harry's wee cheap super rare keeper becomes the best keeper in La Liga, so I don't know. One to watch out for. Harry's gave him some good juju there. Livakovic has moved to Girona, which could work out quite nicely because they've needed a better goalkeeper for so long. It's unreal. That could be a wee sneaky one. 11 quid in season. I'd probably just buy that on the. It's also a bit of a gamble because he might not play. Alvaro Valle is back in the team. He's a tenner. Dimitrovic for 11 quid. You've got Omar El Halali anyway. So yeah, I would get a Ramiro 11 quid. Do you know, I might. I'll deal with it later. So I was tempted to. I got Kubo as well. I was tempted to kind of Sociedad up a little bit. But I've got the Kubo. Somebody else rejected my offer. What was that for again? Maybe Mukiele or something. Right, Toby, you were up next. Any chance you can take a look at my squad? The two I'm currently really looking at are Prem and Challenger. Let's have a look at it, Toby. Toby! And then, was there anyone else in the chat after Toby? I know Matt Harrison's just come in with one, so I'll grab you too, Matt. But there was Toby, and then there was Matt Harrison. Hey Quinny, any chance of a review? Matt Harrison is the club name. So you'll be up after Toby, my man. Oh, I just got a wee flashback, Boyson. I'm sure you said something. Boyson, you did. Yeah, I'll add you in. Boy, are you still here? I know you like to just leave your request and then come back to it. So if you're still here, I'll kind of do it like next or whatever. But if you're not, I'll just kind of do it when we're at the end. We've got some of these requests and gallery reviews in the live chat. You need to become a channel member. We do all the gallery reviews for the channel members. Daniel Prado, Michael Pallett, and one or two others. Right, okay. So the next one we were on. Oh no. Put Matt there. I should have had Toby here, sorry. Right, so Toby, what were we saying? Toby. I'm in the building, Boyson. Right, okay, let's get you on. Boyson was first. We're getting to him second. So sorry, Toby. Sorry for the tease. Right, Boyson's up. Right, Boyson. Under 23 review, Quinny. All these years will be my first under 23 review. No keepers in rare, but just enough unlimited. Nice, okay, well this will be a change of pace then for us, won't it? Under 23 is a weird one. We've not really had under 23 gallery stuff too much because 7 pages in total before we do the position thing. 31 goalkeepers. And who are our keepers? Nong. Tangvik. Yeah. Okay, so we've just about got a few keepers to get us going. That's nice. And if we look at the defence, thanks very much, Benjamin. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button, really means a lot. And let me see. So under 23, highest average score. Yeah, that's not really what we're. Yeah. Okay, it'd be nice if we could do L5. That'd be a bit more. Leo Grimmel, tons of him. Matty Pollock and a few other guys. Aaron Buru, Bjorn Meyer. Where's he these days? Still at Bruges. Lucas Hay, he's alright. Thanks very much, Benjamin. Just seen your previous message. I hope you're having a good day too, mate. My day's been going very well, except I recorded a video. Ay caramba. The chat, the telegram. What he's like. Sorry, we're still on defence here. I got sidetracked for a moment there. Two pages of defence, and there's some good guys here, but Fresso 7, you had 3 keepers, didn't you? I'm not sure that's a comfy build. In midfield, you might use one or two of these guys in different comps, like Elliot Anderson, maybe the MLS guys, Harvey Elliott. But those first 2 lines are a bit better, aren't they? Pedro Vite, yeah, it kind of just descends into finger crossers for the most part. Bovines now went to mines. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Rami, where are you these days? Brombay's that? I'm going to the third page. Yeah. Okay. So I think from what I've seen so far, like, it's quite similar, Boyson, to a few other strategies we've looked at. I forget which one specifically, but I can tell it's not been built deliberately. You've just kind of walked into a lot of these guys, or you've bought them because they've been mad cheap, or they've been injured, or whatever. And there's definitely enough guys here where, like, you're, whoa, what's this guy's story? He's Atlas. Wow, he's killing it. Where, like, if you keep your ear to the ground, you've got some guys like this lying around, which could be very useful and handy. But I don't look at all this and think, oh yeah, this is a really well-rounded 3-team build. I'll have a wee glance at what you've got in rare. I know you said you've got no goalkeepers, but I'm just interested what the outfield looks like. Because for a guy like you and galleries like this, where you are kind of trying to go with the alternate options, under 23, if you've got the outfielders, the goalkeeper can be worth it. But I think, yeah, the rare quality is a bit lower on quality than what those limiteds were we just seen. A lot of similar names and faces. But yeah, so I think for a limited, Boyson, let's go to the market. Oh, kids, man, what they like. You live over the weekend? Well, 2 out of the last 3 weekends we've been live on Harry's place on a Sunday, so I'm kind of up for doing that again. Let's see what Harry's up to. Not giving it much thought, to be honest with you. With the international break, I'm just kind of taking one day at a time, just recording as much as I can. BR4, yeah, I'll get you on, buddy. I better close this Telegram because it's just distracting me. So sorry, where were we? Gallery and market. Under 23. Now we're after guys that are exceptional, that are pretty cheap. Like Boyson, injured Guardiola for under a tenner. Feels like it's got your name all over it. Gasarowski for £9 isn't a bad shout. Lewis Hall for £2. We're hearing from the Geordies he's coming back to fitness. That could be a good one. Some of the Bruges boys don't look badly priced at all, do they? But I think what you've got, Boyson, is you've got depth. You've already got options. You've got random good guys that come in and out of different fixtures and form and everything else. But you don't have the standard bearers. You don't have the guys that are going to fly the flag. So I'd be looking at 1 or 2 of them for kind of each of the positions within whatever the budget is. So like injured Guardiola for £9 feels really good. And I did have somebody else in mind, but all the furore with the kids has just kind of got me distracted there. So I'm going to go back to the first page in case it jogs my memory. Oh, that's who it was, Harwood Bellis. Is he still under 23? Because he's like 90p. Harwood. It's 23. Yeah, he is under 20. Yeah. So THB. For 80p, Boyson. Get all over this. Harwood Bellis. With the Roy Keane smile there. I'd get that added in, no problem. Guardiola, I think, would be a really good pickup for you as well on injury discount. Big scorer, bit of a difference maker. Even Santiago Mourinho doing very, very well already for Villarreal. Bad game against Celta, but I think you'll take that type of trade-off. Somebody to look at if you're really on the cheap. But Lewis Hall again at £2. I think there's some very good, high-quality defence options. In midfield, do we have that same kind of variety of options? Hard to say for certain. A few of the under 23, like, it's not quite got the same smash power that it used to have. It feels like it lessens every year. Do you know, Javi Simon's 12 quid is very interesting, I think, for this division. Because the the delivery level that you need to get out your players to be successful is a bit lower than in Champ and all the rest of it. And although Javi Simons is a good scorer, I'm not sure he's going to be amazing at Tottenham, but he should be good, and as long as he's not terrible. At under 23 he's probably still a very usable player. Bellingham on injury discount for 25 quid, mate. That feels real. And imagine you got Bellingham and Guardiola for 35 quid on injury discount. You can use them for Champ when they're fit, under 23, whatever you fancy. Jack McGlynn for 2 quid, MLS card, so you kind of know what you're getting into in that regard, but scores are there. Kevin, a midfielder card. I thought this guy was a striker. Desiree Doué midfielder card. Elliot Anderson for a £5. Do you think it's worth trying to win players in auction over the weekend for essence? I would definitely do that. I would definitely do the bids on the auctions. If you win them, great. If you don't, you get the essence. I would definitely try and get your hands on as much free essence as you can. But you need to be very mindful on it, Benjamin, on like what the repercussions are. So I was just looking at this myself with, might have even been Taki Kubo. Yeah, so his auction's at £16 right now, and if I was to bid on it, I would have needed to bid 18. His instant buy's actually went up. Somebody must have bought his instant buy, because this auction's been sitting there for a couple of hours at the same price. And like, can we maybe even just look at the graph? Will it show us public offer? If we maybe click on the card, will it show us? I could have swore that was like 20 or 19 a minute ago. No, it must not have been. Okay, so it's still just been the same. So it's like, if I bid on this, it goes to like whatever it goes up to, and then I might not win it. It would then have a knock-on effect to the instant buy. But regardless of all that, the secondary market, the same now as where the current bid is, but I got one just below it, as you've probably seen there a second ago, 15 quid. So I don't mind going for those auctions if it's still like at a reasonable price to get yourself in there. And then when you get outbid on it, just go and buy them anyway at secondary market pricing. But if there's no secondary market, or the instant buy is the only thing that's available, bidding the auction up makes the instant buy more expensive, and it then will have a knock-on effect to future auctions. So you really need to know what the secondary card supply is there, and where you can snipe a price. No problem, Boyson. 80p is an absolute snip. And Boyson, I dropped a video yesterday, the cheapest way to play Sorare. THB was in it. If you need some card ideas, it's maybe a good video to check out. But yeah, I think that's what I think for your under 23s, mate. That's the sort of thing that we're missing, is a little bit of that kicker power, a little bit of that star power. And some of those guys, like Bellingham on 25 quid, I don't know if that's the kind of budget you've got to play with here, but as you've said already with THB, like some of these guys were way more expensive and will be more expensive when they get back to form and fitness. So it might be a good opportunity to strike in that way. Cherky for 8 quid is going to be injured for a while, apparently, if you read the reports. Negren at 12. Very appealing. Nazinho forward card. It's not doing too badly, is it? Oh, this is the defender scores. Yeah, it must be glitched because it doesn't change. Broholm forward is fun. back with transfer. Don't know what's happening there. You already got this Gonzalez guy. Maybe get a second Gonzalez guy. Rogers just went to Saudi, so stay away from that. Waltermad, under a tenner. Savio, under £3. Morgan Rogers, under £4. I think with the business Villa have done, I've just said it could be prime Tielemans time. Rogers, yeah, he doesn't really get hundreds, does he? Doesn't really break into the 90s. But if Villa are good, he'll be good, you know. Under £4. Doku. Romulo's under 23, I did not know that. Jew, did he move? Still at Midtjylland. Under £4 for him. Marcos Leonardo. Is that Al Halal? Okay, we don't want that. Samu, still at Porto. I think they've got De Jong in, don't they? So that may be a bit busy, that situation. As soon as I bloody sell him, Victor Roque. Oh, look at that. He's just bloody caught fire, hasn't he? Oh, of course he has. £6. Could have helped me do some more streaks. If you were to build the ideal setup for in-season, how many goalkeeper would you get for all 4 teams? So, it depends on the players you're ideating. Like, do you want to go triple defence, triple mid, double forward? Oh no, we're talking in-season, sorry, I beg your pardon, but same principle, you know, like, are we going double defence, double mid, double forward? With the video that went out yesterday, the cheapest way to play Sorare, I kind of do tackle that, and we've got a short list. I think we end up with 5 goalkeepers. We kind of really fleshed it out, but I think if you're going to go for the full 4 in seasons, it depends where you put your onus, like I say, because like I'm a single defence guy, but I have played double defence with AJ and KT. So let's say you get 4 teams, and let's say you do double mid in one of them. So does that mean single mid in the other 2? And then let's say you do double defence in one, which will mean you've got 3 single defenders. And then let's say you do one where you do double forward, and then you've got 3 single forwards. So that's 15 outfielders that you need, 5 in each position for 4 teams. You also get goalkeepers. If I did that for 3, sorry. 2, no. 2. Yeah, so actually, sorry, you need 6 midfielders. So it would be 5 defenders, 6 mids, 5 forwards if you were to have an even formation pattern. But I would then further add 1 more of each position for depth. So 1, 1, 1. So I'd be looking at 19 outfielders with 1 more on whatever position you think you'll go double on more. So I chose double mid for that example. You might go double defence, double forward, whatever. So I would go with 19 outfielders. You'll have 4 goalkeepers, so that's a 23-man build, is what I would say. I'm a single Pringle in defence, normally double attack or double mid. Yeah, so you could maybe take one of the defenders out then and just stick with 5 rather than 6. 6 became because for cover, for extra, and then go to double forward. But 23 I think is the kind of number you're looking at there. Even if you just think of 25 and just keep that as your, because choices are good. You don't want to be super thin and then you're lastminute.com at the mercy of the market. I was going to check something else there, but I've forgotten what it was now. It might come back to me. But yeah, Toby. Any chance you can take a look at my squad? The two I'm currently looking at are Prem and Challenger. I've currently got about 100 quid to work with. Prem and Charlie. Let's have a peek. What are we cooking with? Prem. Nice Caicedo, by the way. 2 in-season keepers, 2 very good in-season keepers, and 3 very nice classics. Now, we are worried about Pope with Ramsdale, so we've got 4 we can rely on, 5 that are probably going to be usable across the year. Poro I like, Ronaldo, Truffert, Delict, very good picks. Sinise started well. Lacroix, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 defenders that can be relied upon. All of them are options in their own ways, of course. Van Hecke and Diakite and Botman, I'm sure, will be very useful at points in the season. But I think as your main stable, you've got this top 4 here. One of the Southampton guys is probably the good way. Bournemouth guys, I beg your pardon, is a good. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 core defenders against 4 goalkeepers is a nice. That's the build we basically just had on paper a second ago. We've got 10 mids, and how many of them are usable? Not Lewis Cook. Not really Ryan Christie right now, but everyone else. Boobs is injured, isn't he? So Ganagay, Weaver, Tavernier, Scott Brooks, and Adams, they're all okay, aren't they? Classic Caicedo's good, but do you want him as a classic and limited? I'm not so sure about that. If we look at the forward position, Pino, Rutter, Semenyo, yeah, this is fun. There's a lot of good options here. Is there enough for 4 goalkeepers? So let's imagine we go Semenyo, Even Nielsen double up. We've got a Pino. So that's 2 teams, and then you're looking at for team 3, maybe Otara's going to play a lot more at Brentford. You've got Barry, and then at the back end of it you've got Rutter and Kluivert. I think you just about get away with the strikers. It's a bit thin. Like for team 3 and 4, it's kind of like, oh, who's at home, who's playing good, are they going to start the game? It's a bit of a question. But with the midfield, it feels like I'd rather have a classic up front for you than in midfield. Similar kind of thing to, well, unless it's Bruno, because that's what we were just looking at before, wasn't it? I think that would make a difference. Also, Caicedo is a good player to come in as a classic mid alongside one of these other guys to get the team floated. You got 100 quid to play with. Bruno's 25. Again, I hate Man United. You probably do too. But it kind of is what it is that way. Yeah, so for you, Toby, I'm kind of looking at this thinking a classic and an in-season mid, one of each. And maybe a classic forward. So if we have a good in-season mid we can pop out, and then we're looking at... Oh no, what I need to double check with that actually is your goalkeepers, because you only had 2 in-season keepers. Which means we only have 2 classic spots across the board. So we've got Caicedo and one other. That's fine. So we are after in-season midfielder, classic forward. So good value in-season mid. By the way, Bruno at 75. It's worth thinking about. West Ham are not as bad. They are bad, right? But they're not quite as bad as everyone's saying they are. JWP's playing. He's booking that 8-8. He's only 6 quid. Grealish. Grealish. Grealish for 37 all day. In season mid. That's brilliant. Could we get... Let's go to forward in season right before we think about forward classic. So we've only got one more classic spot in your depth chart. But Grealish is 37. Got a 100 to play with. Bowen and Walton. Oh, Sancho. Yeah, like you might not believe in Sancho the way I do. It might be ill-placed belief, right? But I think at £9, Sancho is a very good forward card to have. Or we could go and die at 19. So that means between him and Grealish, you get kind of Everton attack play at £56. Bruno then is 25. I think that's where I would go with your Prem. Alternatively, we go classic forward and get 2 in-season mids. And if we went to classic forward, you could get injury discount Palmer, Gyökeres, Haaland. It's kind of the same options as before, really, isn't it? Salah. You probably get a wee bit more points for your forward position up here. Grealish will be good enough in the midfield to carry like the Bruno kind of weight. But then it's... So if we got like a classic forward, who's the second in-season mid we could get? Because I think when I was looking at your mid, for 4 teams... Yeah, this is where it's soft. So, Grealish... Did you have Tielemans or was that somebody else? I like Tielemans at the price point a lot. Where is he? It's like 25 quid. I've just lost. Maybe I'm going blind. What the hell is he? Oh, there he's there. 27. Yeah, so we went Grealish at 37, Tielemans at 27. That's 64. Plus your, like, let's just call it £25 classic forward is going to be 89. And then you could still squeeze in somebody for about a tenner to round it off, like a James Ward-Prowse or something like that perhaps. And what was their team? Challenger. Now, I've kind of spent the budget there in my head on the Prem. There might be a bit of a happy medium to be done. Maybe just buy Grealish in a classic. And then we do what we do with this. So let's see. Baniacs, Hansen's, Leitners. Handcuff for Bane, good choice. Lika. This is a very good defence you've got. Keelan Adams, got to love it. Bednarek for 60p. Savage for 2 quid. For the amount of keepers we've got, I just don't think you have enough defence. But I like your defence. You maybe just about get it if you go single defence. If we go to midfield, I think you'll just about get this into 4 teams. The only thing I think this midfield is missing is like what this guy's meant to do when he was like peak form. He's not always like this, as you'll know from him. He can be, yeah, he can still be good, don't get me wrong, but he can be a wee bit more, yeah, barren at times. Yeah, like this. He's got a wee bit of that in him. So I think we need a midfielder like that. That's the real deal, which is actually a bit of a trouble position in this region. And then if we look up front, I'd probably say we need another little bit of firepower. So we're at mid. Let's look at Challenger, see if anything crops up as particularly exciting. Kjaergaard's doing well. Simseer is doing well, isn't he? Zubkov finally came in this weekend. Look at that. 90 on one decisive. Big Zubkov loving life. Rodrigo Zalazar. Now that boy Rogers left. Maybe, yeah, Zalazar's not a bad shout. Cherry midfielder card, that's funny to see. Obviously Forehold and Kjaergaard and all that are brilliant. I love Sara. I've got Taliska. Jean Moutinho for a quid is fun. Borja Sainz, 17 quid. He's quite underpriced and he's very much star level. So I quite like that. Especially as like a cheaper version of Frohold. Yeah. And then if we look at the forward spot, I don't know why, but I'm much more of a lover of a punt. I do like Sancho and was considering it. That's why I picked up Barry for a few quid. I think Sancho's he's got everything at his fingertips there to do well. And at 8 quid in season forward, like, where's the downside? Obviously, he doesn't play well and he's crap. I get it, but you know what I'm saying. High hopes and expectations on Balikwisha, of course, and for half the price of a Trincao or something, it's certainly interesting. Cheaper than Negren. Negren, you kind of know what's happening there now, don't you? But I think Balikwisha looks good points per pound. Maeda, it's hard to be as convinced of just because of what he's been like. Sané, I think he'll do really good after the international break, personally. De Jong at 8 quid, but feels like it could be a cheat code, just with a decisive magnet. Alvaro Morata, in season forward at Como. Could be good. Loves Italian football. I'm playing under Cesc. What's that BR4? That might be bias. What bias? It's Sancho. I don't like Man United. Well, maybe I'm Sancho biased. I'll give you that. I'm maybe Sancho biased, but I'm not. I'm not Aston Villa biased to that extent, I don't think. Benny boy, fist bump, good to see you. Cameron M, Sean Forbes, FF Finker, Mitchell. Mark Gladstone, quick question, fairly new to Sorare. Is it best to do one strong lineup, maybe every week, say in La Liga, or have multiple cheaper? The first one. Build a team that will do well, and then constantly try and like just maintain that, and then eventually you'll have trickle down. That becomes your second team, your third team. It's a quick question, quick answer kind of thing. Claudio Braga for 4 quid. I like this Kabori guy's meant to be alright. He's not done it yet. In the Serie for a tenner. But yeah, I think that's the only thing I'd be adding into the challenger you've got here, Toby, is one more bit of firepower. Atgun's cool. This guy, Prince Jr., could be fine. Gross is kicking ass. You've got the Falkirk boys. You've got Maeda. It just needs like one more guy, one more talisman. And in the midfield, like, yeah, I'd try and add in 1 or 2 more guys of proper quality. We kind of looked at who that could be. The region's actually quite tough for it, isn't it? But the defence is good, but thin. But I think for the amount of, if we double up in forward and midfield, we'll get away with it. And we've got a lot of in-season options, so we can use these classic guys easy enough. And the Prem one we've done already. So yeah. And then we get on to Matty Boy. Now let me just double check. After Matt, did we have any other requests coming in? Benjamin? Oh, you'll be joining members tomorrow. BR4 was up next, I think. So let's put BR4 on a tab. BR4, there you are. Afternoon, pal. Yeah, it's still afternoon for me. Hope you're doing well. Mitchell Clements, if you're to build a... Yeah, I think we just did that question, didn't I? Beautiful, cheers, Quinny. Always trying to refine the gallery. Don't like the idea of having a bunch of in-season prem. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I get that. But I think, like, you don't want to actively make sure, like, what you're actively trying to avoid is fine. But I wouldn't actively avoid it to the point where you don't strengthen your gallery, or you think I've got too many cards. If you need somebody, advice is generally just go and get it, you know. And then Cameron M. Looks like a lovely little special next weekend. Oh yeah. Gallery isn't too big at the mint. Yeah, I think they'll do special edition early access cards, won't they? We'll be making the reveal day a bit more interesting, knowing they want the shinies. Yeah, Sean, we're on the same wavelength here, aren't we? Smegma Dancer, good to see you. Afternoon, evening, Shag. What time does afternoon become evening? For me, 5 o'clock actually. I think 5 o'clock is, we're now in early evening. And then it depends how bright it is. That's kind of where I'm at. 5 o'clock is evening. Early evening. Cammy Devlin, I just refuse to buy him, but he keeps proving me wrong. Yeah, well, he's got good AA, doesn't he? No problem, Toby. Any chance you can review my gallery? It's a mess at the moment. P. All the L's, I guess your name is. You need to become a channel member. You can do that by clicking on the link that's in the live chat, or by clicking the join button that's just below the video. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. I give away all my limiteds to the members. You get instant access to the content, and we've got a Telegram group. Telegram's just like WhatsApp or Discord, but a lot better. £1 a week, £4 a month. We do this show every Thursday. Thanks very much, Smegma. That's some of the tough questions. Yeah, so 5 o'clock I'm saying early evening if I'm arranging to meet somebody. And yeah, it's bright then out. And if it stays bright until it's 7, I would still consider that early evening until we then get to darkness. And then I would say it's evening. And then when it's like bedtime, it's nighttime, isn't it? That's kind of the way my mind goes with that. Telegram one. I've had to put it away because it was distracting me earlier on. But I've seen it. I've seen what it started with anyway, and yeah, I'm sure it is. Telegram is on fire. Love to see it. And awesome. So we've got two up, right? Matt picked up a season ticket today. Thanks for rejoining or joining the club, Matt. Really appreciate it. Hey Quinny, any chance of a review? Played limited last year and now upgraded to rare classic for this season with my favourite players to use from last year, champ and all-star for me. Nice. And then do you add anything else on? Just a review, just a general, like, how am I doing, what's going on? Sorare Holland, my man, good to see you. Yay. Afternoon, Mikey Baston. Good to see you. Good to see you. I was about to send word for you, see if you're alright. Was thinking of selling my MLS Limited to help boost Champ Rare a bit. Probably could get 25 to 30 for them all. Who should I go for? Cool. And we're looking at Champ Classic, I guess, is the vibe. Is that the MLS Limited Champ Rare? Yeah, and it's Classic, isn't it? So let's look at what we've got here. Champ. 5 keepers. Butez, Bataya, Dimitrievski, Soria, Nyland. Nyland is dodgy. So we've got 3 we can rely on. Butez is a bit dodgy as well. Who did Como get again as a backup? An Akipenya or something? So yeah, really need to handcuff some of these guys up, Matt, when you get the chance. Or get different ones. Diversify maybe. Defence for Donk, get a really good move, didn't he? I think that'll work out nicely for him. Will he be as kind of smasherific as he could be in Holland? I really don't see any reason why not, to be honest with you. Lille are a good team, a lot better by comparison than NEC versus the field. It's just whether he can make the step up. That's the only question. I don't think there's much reason to doubt him. Klaus is cool, Grimaldo's cool, Mitchell, Leinhardt, a bunch of these guys are fine, aren't they? Fareso's 7 for 4 teams. Like, I'm probably going Tenaglia, Grimaldo, team 1. Klaus and one of the other guys between team 2, and then for team 3, whoever's left out of Kelleher, Williams and Verdonk. And then team 4, we're looking at like Mitchell and Lionheart. So the defence is good, but it does get soft. It's not, it can't be perfect all the time, I get that, but it's, yeah, I'm just thinking out loud. Amiri, Tielemans, Bosses, Grifo, Boss, Cuisance can be good again. Gobo is on it, isn't he? Gobo is on it. Tavernier, Pac-Man, Yanghill. I quite like the midfield, but if we're thinking about 4 teams, like, I think team 1 is maybe triple mid, Amiri, Tielemans, Grifo. And if we do that, we're looking at team 2 being like Gobo and Paqueta, team 3 maybe being Tavernier and Bude, and then team 4 like Munetsi, Yanghill. So yeah, I think team 3 and 4 is where the problems come. I think what team 1 and 2 you're fine. And then up front, yeah, you've got enough firepower here for enough teams, I think. Shea Adams isn't great. Bowen's number 1. Moses Simon is doing well for Paris. Javi Puado is doing it for Harry, so do it for you. And Dzeko and Fiorentina, and that purple shirt is a bit of magic, isn't it? So I think you've like just got enough firepower. So if we sold some MLS stuff or whatever, we had the thick end of 20 quid, where do we need? The market will be really interesting actually, because for classic rares, you can get some really good bits. Was that Physio getting cleared to return to training? Mikey Basson, love it, mate, love it. Good early evening, Red or Dead, love to see it, mate, love that chat. Love it, love it. Kavlina Tucomo, thanks very much, chat, of course, Kavlina Tucomo. Now, just because I think like your best team could be triple midfield, is there another midfielder we could get in that's quite team 2 friendly? That's the task I'm trying to think about here. Some of these prices aren't too bad, but they're not in range. Wow, Fujita's up to 30 quid. Classic rare, that's wild. Eze, Ferran, Tovan. 12 quid. That's a difference maker in midfield. I like Sabitzer and Llorente at 7 and 8 quid, but they've not got the scores to really justify the recommendation, do they? It's just a personal, I like those guys. You know, but if we're only got a fixed budget here, we don't want to squander it. Jeremy Pino for a tenner, certainly interesting. Elliot Anderson at 16, again, very interesting. Oh, Ravella spiked at the weekend, didn't he? Ravella is such a good player, man. Look at those games, like that's all he's missing. One decisive in some of these matches, and he is candlesticking. Big fan of Ravella. I can't believe the price of some of these classics, by the way. Guys that are 30 quid I thought would have been like 15. Baena takes the budget up. I'll look at forwards now, see what's cooking there. I like Ndoye at 17. Oh, Anthony. Pepe. Getting deja vu from when we did a La Liga one earlier, but both of them are in budget. Both of them are smash pieces. Both of them do have midweeks, so, and with their injury records, that might be something that you pay the price for later. So maybe a little bit of buyer beware on those two, but they really do fit the bill. I'll give you a little bit of firepower, although I do think midfield is the place to focus on. Tovan forward, 12 quid. Tacky at 23. Pino forward card at 13. I did want to check Sorare classic rare, because I think like he may be like $5. He's got hundreds of cards. Yeah, I really like Sorare at 6 quid classic rare. Really like that. So I'll try and get Sorare and then somebody else in. Gets you another midfield option, so that you could play either two teams with two really good double mid plays, or you can play a triple mid play that's boss. And then if we think like Amiri, Tielemans and Grifo is team 1 triple mid, and then someone else like Kakere or Paqueta, even Tavernier, one of these guys is like, oh yeah, they're on it, they're team 2, who goes with them? You've got Sorare, or you've got somebody else that we've looked at maybe that you like the fancy of. I think with Sorare being that cheap, you could also go and get the extra forward, which means maybe playing double forward with Bowen and Simon isn't as much of a burden as if you've got striker free, or even someone, a new striker that could play with one of those two as double forwards, or you've got 3 forwards for 3 teams. So I think a mid and a forward, if you can add both of them in for your budget, will make a big difference. I do want to have a wee peek at defence though, because your defence is fine and cool. You've got Grimaldo, who's a smash piece. We've got some solid guys in good spots like Klaus and whatever. But sometimes defence can be mad cheap. So I just want to peek that for a second, in case there's somebody that's like 2 quid, that's like, why wouldn't you add that into your roster? I think at Classic there's tons of value if you look for it and you know what you're after. Not saying that anyone here doesn't, but just kind of making a point. Because yeah, your Verdonk is 3 quid, so for somebody else like that lying around that's you believe in with their move, or they're undervalued in the market because of a move or whatever, I would be very much inclined to try and jump on that. Oh, Red or Dead's going fishing. Well, Gel, good luck, mate. Don't know how much Trippier is going to play, but at 2 quid, that's the sort of guy I'm thinking about. Yeah, nobody's super jumping off the page. We'll go to another page or two of this to see if we can unearth a little cheeky Benzabaini 8 quid. If it was a tiny bit cheaper, that'd have been perfect. Ronaldo 97p. Have I got a Ronaldo? I'll buy one of them later. Don't really care too much right now, but 97p feels like a no-brainer. And yeah, check Pavel. Doesn't always list his cards for sure. Double check with him if he's got something he's not bored his backside to list on the market. Good shout, Ian. And then last page of defence, kind of hunting, trying to find a little bargain basement. Mukiele for a £5. Like, I'm all about that. Super shiny special event. So, somebody mentioned it in the chat, but here's a notification. With the reveal ceremony just ahead, the special edition cards you may reveal can be your key to one of Sorare's most exclusive competitions. 2 competitions, 1 leaderboard each. Super shiny Big 4 and super shiny Continental. 25k total cash. Minimum 4 shiny animated. Only lineups that shine bright qualify. Oh, you really hope you get the shinies now, don't you? Is it just for is it limited and rare combined? In-season cards only. Mixed scarcities. Oh. Interesting. So I would maybe be tempted to buy shiny limiteds if I get enough shiny rares to just, you know, get the team up and going. Interested. 30 minutes in, Molder 2 positive decisives. Love it. Wissa was crazy cheap there for a tenner. Is Wissa going to play that often though, Smegma? I know he's a big money signing and da-da-da, whatever. But, yeah, like, I think we need to see the Newcastle team to get an idea of who starts, who plays, is there a mix-up in the shape, all that kind of stuff. I'm with you there. Red or Dead, one of my favourite parts of the game too. I feel I have much more depth in All-Star, probably probably by far my stronger comp. Matt Harrison. Is it Matt? So we're on the now. It is, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm not, this isn't like a dig or anything. It's just a kind of review, like what do we think? And I'm just thinking ahead about building these teams and how it would look and feel and everything that goes all around that. I've got no doubt you'll have a good rig out because you've got some good players here. And if you took some of them and played them in All-Star with like Carter Vickers in defence and I don't know, whoever else you've got, I suppose your team 1 might be, look at this guy's shirt is so big for him that they've pinched up the shoulders. It's crazy. You've got more goalkeeper coverage here as well. So like, yeah, team 1, you maybe do build it in All-Star if you fancy going and getting that neutral essence, that All-Star essence. Yeah, you've got many more options here, you're very right there. Personally, I play champ cards and champ. That's why you've got them. That's why they've got a wee bit of a premium on them, even the classic ones, by comparison to the All-Star ones. So I would very much still segregate them myself. Now, I won't not play champ guys in All-Star, but I will have done my champ teams first. And then after that, if they play an All-Star, they play an All-Star. Brilliant, you know. Nice team. I'd have to believe that while it might take a while to get into the team and swinging like he was, Wissa's going to be a smasher. Yeah, I probably agree. But again, like, Wissa will start till Waltamada is settled. I kind of agree with that, Graham, and you've probably got some info or some insight that backs you up on that. But again, I just think about Gyökeres at Arsenal, Wirtz at Liverpool, Ekitike at Liverpool. Big money players, you're in the team. You know, like, there's no messing about here. Points are on the line, jobs are on the line, fans' hopes and dreams are on the line. So, like, yeah, he maybe doesn't start the first game after the international window, Walter Mada, but I think there's a decent chance. You know, like, I don't think it's going to be kid gloves with these guys. I think they're deep end swimmers, and it's probably, especially when they're mega money, that's just the way they get treated, isn't it? And Graham has picked up his season ticket. Love to see it, mate. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really means a lot, mate. And then we've got BR4. What were we after? Montfrere. BR4. Thanks again, Matt Harrison, for picking up your season ticket, and Graham for picking up your season ticket today. It means a lot. Right, so BR4, where's your first request? Under 23, I think, really requires some smashers. Yeah, I think to get in the high spots, but I think you can hustle under 23 with the sort of moves we were chatting about. And Mitch, I don't know if I've seen this earlier, but I'm doing very well, mate. I hope you're doing well also. Ah, there we go, there's BR4. Hi Quinny, any chance you can take a look over my Prem and Challenger in season and limited? Chasing the 4th streak in Prem and feel like I need depth in Challenger. Oh yeah, that's a fun one. I tell you what, give me 1 wee second. I'm going to go to the toilet. I'll be BRB. And then we'll get stuck into this. 1 minute, guys. Thanks for the patience, everyone. Had to get a straight mind back together if we're going to be chasing a streak here. So let me catch it again, BR4. Hey Quinny, any chance you can take a look over my Prem and Challenger in season and limited, chasing the 4th streak in Prem and feel I need a bit more depth in Chal. Right, so let's go after Prem first since we're after streak 4. We need to see fixtures. Right, so goalkeeper in season. Allison is at home, or he's playing Burnley. I don't know if it's home or away. Away to Burnley. I think that's pretty good. Vicario, West Ham, I would ding you that. Kelleher, not got a good fixture no matter who they're playing. Forest, Arsenal, yeah, I think Becker is as good as it gets in goals. Do we have a classic option? Robin Roofs, Lamens, Verbrook, yeah, we're going Allison in goals. Van Dijk's an easy defender pick, isn't he? But do we have anyone else? Nobody really jumps out the page, don't they? Christian Romero, Tottenham, West Ham. That could be good for him. Van Dijk away, but that's probably really good for him. So we can leave that as kind of okay. We'll maybe double back to defence. Oh, do we have a classic to think about? Sorry. Nah, not particularly. That's fine. Thanks very much, Graham. I really appreciate that. Kenneth Chung, hi Quinny. I've just started Sorare 2 weeks ago. Your videos are so helpful. Thank you very much. Can you comment on my team and what direction? Kenneth, is no problem. Are you on YouTube or Twitch? I think you're on Twitch. Yeah, you need to be a YouTube channel member, Kenneth. I'll try and work out what we do with Twitch. I think we need to do... What do you do on Twitch? Subs or something? I'm not even too sure how that works. I'd love to, but I kind of need to keep it to the members because that's just the way we run it, Kenneth. Sorry, my man. I'll have a wee glance at it, maybe. If you send me a team name, I'll have a wee peek for you since you're new. I don't mind helping. So tempted to post something rude. Yeah, I think he's got me there on that. I didn't even notice it till right now. Oh, yeah. Love it. Right, okay, midfield, we've got Caicedo, the AA machine. Oh, Brentford, that's a good pick for him. Elliot Anderson. Arsenal, I'd probably dodge that. Who else are we looking at? MGW. Against Arsenal, he could still be alright. Okay, so Caicedo, Van Dijk, Alisson. I'll double check on classic mids in a second, but who's up front? Oh, Manchester Derby. I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, so let's see. Forward classics. Salah. Was Salah like post-internationals? So that's probably something to look at. 31 last time. '78, '76 the time before that. I think that's a window, isn't it? No, AFCON, that is, or something similar. Oh yeah, came back against Man City, decisives after those games. So it's probably like, and he's done well after that one. So it's probably like 3/4 he's going to be okay after an international break, is what that tells me. Saka, who did Arsenal have again? Forest. Oh, he's potentially injured anyway. Yeah, so I think it's classic Salah up front, isn't it? Which means I think we need an in-season mid. Or an in-season forward if you've got a classic mid. Yeah, so works for Salah. You're picking one of them and then going around. I think in-season mid is the easiest spot to fill here for you. So if we go to Prem, and we're quite targeting the fixture here. He got injured at AFCON. Daniel Levy has left Spurs. Wow. Thanks very much, Kenneth. I'll check that out. I've got a lobster as my picture. Love it. Yes, I think in-season mid is easier to buy into than in-season forward for the purposes of what we're discussing here. I don't know what sort of budget we're playing with, but let's go and get a complete picture of the fixtures for a second. Bournemouth, Brighton, Palace, Sunderland, Everton, Villa, Fulham, Leeds, Newcastle, Wolves. I think, oh yeah, Newcastle mids. Yeah, I think Newcastle mids. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Oh, they're all still here anyway. So what's Bruno? 26 quid for a Bruno G. Need a big... It's Wolves. I think there's a big score to come. But they're not quite as safe as taking, like... It works in season as a forward, isn't it? What other in-season Liverpool mids are really backable? Playing for a grand, so not too fussed on budget, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. I'm not too sure they... Caicedo's going to be good for the 60 odd. Salah, you really need him to get into the 80s, don't you? I think Van Dijk and Alisson's as solid as it comes. But I'm not sure there's a Liverpool mid that will 100% rip. Soboslai's a fun thought, isn't he? A Chelsea midfielder. So I said Chelsea. Yes, I think Chelsea's got a good game. And Grealish, former club. I really like Grealish right now as well, as you might be able to tell. Newcastle, let that back on. Grealish isn't in the England squad either. Oh, I think Grealish might be the play. I don't mind Tottenham West Ham if you were really high on somebody, but I'm not. So Enzo. I really like Grealish against Villa. I just don't know, you know, if Everton will get the goals against Villa. Villa are decent. You know, is this like a 1 each, a 1-0 game? I don't know. I think Newcastle is the team to be back in here. It's just like, does Ramsey start? Does Joe Linton start? One of them could be really good options. Jacob Murphy can be a good option. I think Bruno G is just the most nailed, but can he actually deliver the points? Oh no, I think what the best thing to do is I'm all over the place here, sorry. Yeah, this is the button we want. Ah, so you're on the 4x, aren't you? So you need 420 points. Oh, that's not as steep as I thought we were at. I don't know why. So if we need 420... Let me write this down, right? So, Alisson. What do we think he's good for in a game like this? What does he actually bring in? I'm going to put him down for a 62, right? 62 on 13%. VVD. Let's go away. Oof, yeah, he could have a big one. Let's go to 68 on VVD. And he's got 13% as well. Caicedo. Let's go 65. And he's got 9% on him. And up front we've got Salah. And I think we're really after Salah double decisive, aren't we? Yeah, single decisive for 78 or so. So let's just say 75 for Salah. And that card is on 7% for you. Right, so let me just do a wee bit of quick maths, right? And this won't be including captain bonus. 62 times 0.13. 1.13, sorry. So 70.06. Same for Van Dijk. 76.84. 65 times 1.09. For Caicedo, I guess that is 70.85. And then 75 times 1.07 is 80.25. Okay, so I think the kind of projected, or what you're hoping for, score out of what you've got here is 80.25. So I guess it's to 298 with no captain bonus and a player down. So like, let's imagine the Salah was the captain there. So that would get an extra 38 points. Or 37.5, so plus 37.5. So yeah, that would get, so with Salah as captain, we're at 335.5. 335.5. Which means we need a guy to get 85. That's a big lift. That's a big lift. Could Bruno get to 85? He's certainly got the AA to do it, but he needs a decisive to bring it. Doesn't feel that certain to me. I actually think Grealish is a really good shout for being capable of that. The fixture's okay because it's like former club and whatever, but it's not a great fixture, is it? Bruno Fernandes against Man City. Obviously, if somebody overperforms the projection we've got here, it helps you, of course, but oh, this is tough, isn't it? Manchester derby, I need to keep reminding myself of that for the City boys, because I'm thinking Man City surely have a big ringer, but and you know, they might do well against Man U, but it's hard to put your streak on the line for it, I would think. Paqueta's about there, isn't he, if he keeps the scoring up. And Forest, it's not a game he'll be worried about. It's not an easy game for West Ham. They'll be really up against it. This is tough, mate. This is tough. I'm between Grealish and Bruno. Let me ask the chat. And I'll put another. Another. Grealish, former club. Bruno with at home. Good fixture the game week. What would you do? Let me ask you guys. This is tough. Didn't Forest just play West Ham? I don't think so. Forest and West. There's West Ham there. Oh yeah. Oh, Tottenham, Forest, West Ham are playing. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. West Ham are playing Tottenham. So who are Forest playing then? It was somebody not easy anyway. Arsenal. Sorry. I like has Tonali got more scoring power than Bruno? I think you're picking Bruno over Tonali personally, because Bruno is just more final third capable. Like if he didn't have Caicedo, Tonali's like that kind of play. If he does get a decisive, he's not really had them recently. Maybe it is Tonali, because he's been taking sets and stuff, hasn't he? Oh. Don't mind the Grealish shout, especially if he's up against Cash. Yeah, like, I think Grealish has just so got the AA. It's just, can he get one decisive? Because I think one decisive from Grealish is job done, you know, with the amount of AA he's been clipping. Even this 88, if he didn't get the second decisive, this is a 78. And then with a little bit of multiplier he'll have on him, you'll be right in amongst it. Obviously, double decisive's even better. It's not the best fixture, Aston Villa, but Everton are at home, and like you say, he's against Matty Cash or maybe Ezri Konsa. He should have his way with them. AA shouldn't be an issue for Grealish. It will just be, can he get the decisive, which he's kind of capable of. Whereas with Bruno, it's like, you can't have one of these 44 games and get a decisive, because that's just pretty much not going to cut it. He needs to have one of those big AA games, which against Wolves at home, I think is within his grasp, because they're going to dominate the ball. He's good. And then he just needs one, and he will get it, you know. Grealish will probably be fine with one, is more likely to get the one, could even get two decisives, as we've seen. No international break for him. Bruno's travelling. So I think it's really between those two. A lot of the chat is saying Grealish on the vote. And if you have voted for another, mention it in the chat. Need a DA from one of them, even with good AA. Yeah, of course, to get to the 80. And I'm saying that Alisson's giving you 62, Van Dijk's giving you 68, and Caicedo's giving you 65. If any of them become a 70 level player, then the pressure off this pick is dramatic. Because when it's at 85, that's huge pressure. Just feel like Tonali's a better floor, Rico man. Fair. I think I'm more leaning towards Bruno because he's more likely to be on the end of a decisive. But you're probably quite right there on Tonali's floor. I think that's the difficulty in deciding between the two of them, isn't it? And then Salah at 75, it's hard. Like if Salah rips 100 or something like that, then it makes it well easier, obviously. But yeah, I think it's good to kind of imagine these on like soft, what's likely, rather than best case scenario. But yeah, Grealish or Bruno is kind of where I would be going. And then what was the other thing, BR4? I think it was like challenger depth or something, wasn't it? BR4, where are you, my man? We'll keep the vote going, guys. If you've not done so already, smash the like button. And we've got a giveaway. For all you that are here now, I didn't mention this earlier, but we do have a giveaway on this video for the channel members. We've got 3 cards to give away. We have Turientes and Jaden Richardson, and we have Z Carlos. So we've got 3 cards on the giveaway. Leave a comment on this show when the comment section opens up, and I'll pick random members out the comment section on the deadline show tomorrow and get those 3 cards dished out. Right, BR4, where's your first one? Challenger depth. Let's have a peek at your challenger depth. Right, let's see. So we've got Schmeichel, Hansen, Schlager, Radlinger. I think we've got enough in-season keepers. We've got plenty of classics, obviously, to cover it as well. So I think we're okay for 4 teams and whatnot. Yeah, all these have went Grealish, by the way. Keep the votes coming. Do we know Grealish's pint count during the international break? I'm going to say 0, Ian. Forgetting captain, Rico man. Oh yeah, I did take... No. I added Salah as captain. So that's when I came to the final amount of we needed 84.5 points. It was after including Salah as captain. But good catch, Rico man, because I'm bad for forgetting that part of the calculation. So thanks, mate. Classic Trubin as well. Right, let's see in season then for outfield. We've got the Celtic kind of back guys here. We've got Tierney. Kratzig's injured. Ferry. Yeah, your defence is... Jacob Rasmussen's in a good spot, isn't he? Defence is Finn. especially for the numbers you've got and goalkeeper and whatnot. Dragovic was there as well, never gave him his recognition. Kjærgaard, Yarinki, Watt. Between Hatate, Ayushi and Spearings, one of them should be decent half the time. Billing, I think we expect does well and looks like he started well. McGrath should be good. Engels. There's more power in the midfield, but it's thinner. And then in attack, 2 Celtic guys, a few Salzburg lads, and in depth. So, like, how many teams of like quality do you think we've got here? Oh, where did Simicast go again? Roma. Hopefully he's not going to play much there. I've got Angelino. Excuse me. Yeah, so yeah, depth is. I think you kind of need like one of everything. Limited in season. Challenger. I think defence. I definitely would spend a few quid on defence because, like, for being able to play 4 entries, like Rasmussen can lead a team. In terms of defence, can be the defender you look at. Dragovic has got the bones to do it as well. Tierney, of course, when fit. And you've just about got. I think one defender is perfect. One defender really just kind of signs you off as fine. Oh, fucking hate it, my hands. Oh, fuck off. I think I've just pinned this jumper. Done this before, I managed to get it out, but rage. So that kind of plasticky stuff, you probably hear the pen just took right to it there. I'm kind of getting it out. Give me a second, guys, sorry. It's one of those things, if I don't do it now, I'm screwed. There we go. Should get the rest of that in the wash. It's practically gone. Like Savage for 6 quid, I think is a really good shout. Andrade, 9 quid. I'd add somebody like this in, you know, somebody that's like under a tenner, under 15 quid, that is like a good scorer in their league. I do like the guys in Turkey because I just love the calendar coverage that they get. Jacobs, I think, has been playing left wing. Not really got the good scores back yet, has he? Stuart Finlay at 6 quid, you've already got a Hearts defender there. Where did Kiwior go again? Porto. Ho ho ho. Kiwior could be some bit of alright, by the way, at Porto. Good clean sheet odds, and yeah, Kiwior, Savic, I like the look of them, price point wise and everything that goes with them. Anyone here kind of... Svetkovic, not bad for a £5. Because you've got Tierney, I'd probably try and Bednarek for a tenner. I'd maybe try and get Bednarek and Kiwior at Porto. We Polish defence. Oh, that feels fun, doesn't it? Liner. Wow. Old gold. Yeah, he's the pick. 8 quid. Liner. Tommy, I would say no. Like, especially if it's like one of your first strategies. Tommy's asking, is a new player a good idea to do classic MLS? Like, unless you're an MLS guy and you're going to play it next season, I wouldn't. It's not the time. You can wait for MLS off season and all the prices will be even cheaper than what they are now. So yeah, if you're tempted on how cheap it is, you can wait. You're not missing out on anything opportunity wise. I don't think MLS is pretty... Like, it's quite competitive. I was going to say it's dead. There's still lots of people involved in it, but I mean, for getting into it is kind of dead at this point. The ship has sailed kind of vibe. Tim Orman, under a £5. Big fan of this guy on loan for Leverkusen. German Youth International. So yeah, I think you can easily get a defender in under a tenner. That makes a big difference to the depth, the quality, Team 1 options, Team 2 options. If we look at midfield, can we get another guy like that in? Someone that's under that. Maybe for midfield you need to raise the bar a little bit to like 15 quid. But yeah, someone that, just Sorare at AC Milan. If it works out, that could be a big one. But yeah, could we get another guy in here? Zubkov at 6 quid, I like that a lot. Again, if you got the Savic, that's a nice little kind of pair, isn't it? Zalazar for a tenner. Richard Rios, I think people thought he was going to be the second coming of Vinny Jr., didn't they? Or Vinny Souza, sorry. And he can be, but he might not be as well. Like he's quite hit and miss, isn't he? And Zalazar, I'm kind of tempted to buy myself now, by the way, but he's a wee bit hit and miss, isn't he? Yeah, BR4's kind of summed it up there. Like, you're too far behind the pack, mate. Like, you won't have, even though they're cheap, you won't have fun. The majority of people, BR4 said go with Grealish. We got a nice amount of votes on that too. I like Talisca at 4 quid, but I'm a streets won't forget Talisca kind of guy, so I'm a bit biased and blinded in that regard. Rosario, where are you? Porto? Oh, I think if we're looking at Porto again, Borja Sainz, yeah, where's he? 17 quid? Yeah, that's the sort of guy we want. Half the price of Froho, doesn't he? I thought Enzo was going to be a ripper at Benfica. He's solid, doesn't he? He just needs to break through. He's got the minerals here. £6. If he was a wee bit cheaper, I think he's worth the just buy and forget and wait strategy. 6 quid, depending on what your budget, maybe that's a wee bit much for a buy and forget and wait. But midfield in this region is tough. Gabri Vega. We like him a lot. He's not been quite as good as Sainz so far, but I think he could get better as the year goes on, because he's just coming back from Red X-Land, Blue X-Land. Szymanski. So Benjamin, when I look at the comment, if it shows me that you're a member, that's all that matters. So yeah, leave a comment now, become a member tomorrow. Sure, works for me. Pal versus 50p. Not saying you should buy him, but I just find that funny. David Watson I like. Doesn't really change your complexion of anything, but a solid little mid. I think he's got a big future. But yeah, I think that's about the size of it for the mids. And then when we go to the forwards, Sims here looks tempting. Celtic mid's dead, yeah. Sims here was like 20 quid. Vickers is cool. I think if you were going to bring in a Celtic defender, like Tierney is the safest. You've already got him. Kind of need that Sorare, because either Tierney's not going to finish every game, or if you know Tierney's going to be rotated, Sorare comes in. You've already got Ralston. You could get Alistair Johnson on injury discount. Vickers I think is quite solid. You've got a Murray I think as well, don't you? A Dane Murray. Dane Murray is like the cover for Vickers, so it'll be one of those two. I was going to say I think Scales is probably the most nailed, but you just know there'll be a period that comes where Trusty plays for 5 or 6 games for no real reason other than he's playing. I'm very hopeful on Balikwisha. Very hopeful on Balikwisha, but there's no proof in the pudding yet. Negren at 30 quid is one of the best forwards I think in the region. Avoid Roger, he's went to Saudi in case you missed it. I really like Sane. Really like Sane. If Samuel's going to play, he could be good. And Sane, just to reiterate it, in case any of you missed it, Julian Nagelsmann came out and he said Sane is not going to get into the Germany team unless he is absolutely killing it in Turkey. He then said, I see he's scored and assisted at the weekend. If he wants to get back into the Germany team, he needs to do that every week, basically, is what Nagelsmann said. So he's not in the Germany team. He's getting further acclimatised to Turkey and whatever. And he knows, if I do this every week, I'm back in the team. So I think Sane has got everything going for him. Pavlidis is quite cheap now. just with not really firing. But you know when he fires, he goes off, doesn't he? 16 quid, that might be a good form. Oh, Schilderup forward card. Doesn't play all the time, but does he? Yeah. Benfica guys are interesting. Kazarides for 2 quid, Braga for 4 quid. Maybe get some Hearts boys in just to bulk the numbers up. Icardi back in the building. Off the bench with goals. Not really something you can rely on, is it? Oh, Nkunku at AC Milan. That is a fun forward in season. That is fun. I like that a lot. Where's Asensio went? Fenerbahce confirmed. Oh, that could be good. That could be good. I love Asensio. Big fan of him. Some of those guys when they go to Turkey, but it doesn't really work, does it? Sometimes it obviously they slay it. Mertens, Icardi, Osimhen, insert smasher, you know. But sometimes it doesn't. Manfred Sakaria was kind of back and then kind of not. Iheanacho for 7 quid. Seems pretty determined that Celtic are going to play him. Between Rodgers putting him in the Europa League squad ahead of Yamada. And then he did his statement today, like, oh, I'm here to win medals and stuff. So Iheanacho at 7 quid is probably worth the take. Big Paul at 4 quid, certainly worth looking at. Yeah, I think that's all we've got for forwards. Fenner is tempting, just waiting to see the manager. If Ange goes, that's defo where I'm going for forwards and mids. Yeah, I seen somebody saying, I don't know much about the history of it all, but Ange is a very proud of his heritage. He's a very proud Greek Australian, and his family left Greece, emigrated to Australia. And I seen somebody talking about his links to Fenerbahce, because he's also been linked to Leverkusen, saying that it was Turkey is what made people flee Greece. If that's the case, I find it hard to imagine he goes to work in Turkey. But it is very close to Greece as well, so it depends. I wouldn't be holding my breath on it, it's kind of what I'm getting at, but you don't rule it out. I think he'd rather a job in Greece than Turkey if he's going to that level of European football. I think he's going to try and hold out for a Prem job or something like a Leverkusen to come around before going to Turkey or Greece or something. Make no mistake about it, he wants to work in the Mediterranean. I wouldn't rule that out at all for the big man. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the size of what we've got here for depth cover, BR4. I think that was all for requests, wasn't it? Oh, smashing, guys. And we've got 45 minutes, and I'll be live on Celtsar here, YouTube, with McBride Ace, chatting all things Celtic, for better or for worse. Oh yeah. Thanks, we had some new members today. We had Matt, and we had Graham picking up our season tickets today, thank you. And it sounds like Ben's going to be picking one up in the morning. So again, thank you guys. The amount of new members we're getting on the channel is phenomenal. The amount of new subscribers we're getting, the views are up, the likes are up, comments are up, everything's flying. Not just here, but Celtsar here and the Quinny FC channel as well. Everything is popping off, guys. Absolute pleasure to make content for you guys and hang out. And yeah, I'll be live shortly with McBride. I'll be back on this channel live tomorrow for the Deadline show with me and Harry Trades. And I've got a ton of content scripted, ready to go, made, half made, needing remade, whatever. That'll be getting fired out to fill up the international break for all of us, for you guys especially. So yeah, thanks to everyone that tuned in today. Get into the comment section if you're a member, and we'll do the giveaway tomorrow on the Deadline show for the free cards that we've got for the members. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again for everyone for all the support. Thanks for tuning into the show live or after we've been live. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Morning, afternoon or evening perhaps, depending on what time zone you're in. Have a good one, take care.